Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Cook Time with the Afro Isha. Today we are making Ayamase sauce, also known as Ofada sauce or popularly known as Ofada sauce. So yeah, the ingredients are green and red bell peppers, green and red habanero peppers or popularly called atarudo, some onions, and some garlic. For protein, you would need tripes, you would need goat meat, you would need deboned dry fish, some crayfish, and some locust beans. Your first step is to deseed and wash your peppers. Then you go ahead and roast them either in an air fryer or an oven. I ultimately used an oven to do mine because it was easier. Anyway, so you add that's roasted bell peppers and onions into a food processor. I used a food processor, so you can use a blender too. So this is the consistency you would want when you blend it. Next, in a dry pot, you add some palm oil and you allow this to fry. I think this is the longest process in all of this. So you allow this to not fry per se, but bleach till it is light yellow, just has like a yellow tinge to it, not as red as this. And you don't want to do this on high heat, and you want the pot to be covered while you are doing this, else there would be smoke everywhere and it will not be conducive. So you would cover this on low heat, allow it to fry from roughly 10 to 15 minutes depending on how high your heat is, and you don't want the heat to be too high like I said, because you don't want your oil to burn. So yes, when it fries, this is what we want. You allow this to cool down a little before adding your onions. So you add your onions and allow it to fry. If you add your onions when the oil is still very hot, the chances are the onions will get burnt and every other thing would turn bitter from then. So you add your locust beans next, give that a good stir, and yes, a generous amount of locust beans, by the way, and you add your crayfish next. Stir that together, allow to fry together before you add your pepper mix, your blended pepper mix. So some people actually boil their pepper, especially if you are using a regular blender, you have to use a lot of water to blend it. So it makes sense for you to boil your pepper before you add it to the oil so that it will fry faster. But once you are using a if you're using a food processor like I did, you wouldn't need to you wouldn't need to boil your peppers first before adding it to the oil. So you allow everything to fry together before adding your protein. So I'm adding my tripe and pomo first because these didn't get the chance to cook properly. So I want them to cook in the sauce. That's why I'm adding them at this point. But if they are done, they are perfectly done, then you wouldn't need to add them this early. To allow everything to fry together, it is important that your sauce fries very well. So I added fish. So sorry. I added fish. I didn't know the camera went off, so I didn't capture that. So yes, my dry fish was the next thing I added to saute with the rest of the proteins. So I'm adding bouillon cubes and add a little salt to taste. Remember, you're adding locust beans to this, so you don't want to add too much salt and bouillon cubes, else it will be too salty. Plus, the crayfish also makes like gives a bit of saltiness too. So yeah, careful with the salt. So at this point, it has fried very well. As you can see, the color is slightly darker than the original pepper mix I added. So I added a little fried goat meat. Like at this point, I realized my my protein has sucked up all my sauce. So yes, this was a mistake. I didn't eyeball the ratio of my protein and my peppers properly. So yes, you would watch out for that. For this quantity of protein, you would need more pepper. So yes, I'll add, of course, eggs. What is Ayamase sauce without some boiled eggs? So I would create a slit to the egg so that the egg can soak up some of that sauce. Then you add it to the sauce. And yes, I decided to add just 3 eggs because I mean the rest of the protein has sucked up all my sauce. So yes, and yes, that's it. That's basically it. This is a very easy sauce to make and really delicious too. And it pairs very well with rice, local rice, and even bulgur. So yes, even couscous. Yes, it pairs very well with couscous too. So yes, this is our sauce. Looks pretty and ready to serve. So yes, if you like what you've seen, please kindly like and subscribe to this channel on the notification button. Thank you.